To the top of the fifth, Mr. Lewis Lambert, and the number 7 hits it over to second base, flings it to first, and that's it. Just as quickly as his name was called, he is retired. So Lewis Lambert is the first out of the top of the fifth, and we go to the catcher, Mr. Ben Tucker, who already struck out in the second. So after that, it's Stewart, and then we reset to the top of the lineup with Martin Lee. So Ben Tucker is up. And ball low is near his ankles. 1 out, top of the fifth. Gladiators still, that's the JV reading. The Steamers are still on top of the Lightning. Ball 2 goes outside for Tucker. The Lightning have yet to get on the board. 2-0 is what the count is, and after Tucker, we had a Stewart. And there's the first strike. Inside the right corner. And it almost hit him near the wrist, but it's just going to be called ball. 3-1 now. Here's the 3-1 offering. And no need for Tucker to wear out that bat. He'll just go ahead and walk to first. After that, we have Mr. Stanley Stewart, the DH. He struck out in the second. Listed at 5'10", $175. So Tucker's already on base. Ball goes outside. Low dribbler, catcher has to adjust to catch it. After Stewart, we'll jump to the top with Lee, Pulver, and Nelson. Barnes is still on the mound working the command for the Steamers. Stewart had to do a little moonwalk to get away from that. It was going to hit him in the shins. 2-0. Lightning spotting their home blue uniforms with white outline. The Steamers with crimson red. And there's a hit over to left field, and that's going to drop. And the third baseman coach is telling everyone to stay put. So there's a hit for Mr. Stewart. Not a bad way. That moves over Tucker to second. And so with that, we jump to the top with Lee, Martin Lee, who walked and scored a run in the first, but he grounded out his last 2 plate appearances. So with 2 runners on base, we'll see if Martin Lee can do something. Perhaps a pull to the opposite field again. Lee chops it up in the air. It's headed over. Shortstop has to go back, and he dropped it. Lee is at first. Oh, my goodness. So the bases are loaded. How's this for the Lightning? Lightning have been very quiet and pedestrian. But Lee chops it over to right field, actually. And it looked like a routine play. Shortstop called it off. So it was the right field and center field coming together, and no one communicated. It's chipped up in the air, so it's a foul. Umpire and the coach of the Lightning, they're having a little chat. I don't know if it's something on the scorecard. This is about the second or third time we've seen the home plate umpire had to make a little adjustment. So with that, looks like we are squared off. We're ready to go. Bases loaded situation for Jack Pulver. Walked and grounded out. Chops it up, drives up the field, straight ahead. And let's see if they got the first out to first, and they don't. And with that run, that means the Lightning are finally on the board. So we are going to second with Jack Pulver, he singled. So then that moves everybody a base. So finally, the Lightning are on the board. What a big play for them. Another bat chops it over to third base, throw to home. See if they can get first. And they got the double play. How about that? That'll retire the inning. So the throw from third to home to first. So even though they did give up one run and a few hits, they mostly hung on and were able to hold court.